Hey y'all, and welcome to the Lopsided Crafter Loom Knitting channel. My name is Erica, and this is my channel where I share all of my loom knitting adventures and chaos. Before we get started, you can find me on all the socials as the Lopsided Crafter or Lopsided Crafter. We have our own website, and we do have a Facebook group that is linked below. I don't have a lot to share with you today because I wanted to come in a day earlier than normal because tomorrow officially starts the 2026 Sock It To Me Loom Along. This is hosted by myself and Kara of Run with Scissors. We do both have a 30% off coupon, a one-time use coupon for you. All of that will be linked below along with the coupon code. For me, it's over on Etsy, and you will get 30% off of your purchase of a pattern. And for Kara, it is on her website, and you will get 30% off of your yarn purchase with free shipping up to $150. And she does have stitch markers too, and they are adorable. So if any of that interests you, you can jump over there and take a look. Please know, again, it is not required to participate in this Loom Along. So I went into details earlier about what exactly this Loom Along is, but I will go over it again here just in case you didn't watch that previous video. And if you do want to watch that one, I will link that above as well. But basically, we are going to spend the summer and we are going to be knitting socks. I'm going to be doing more tutorials for socks throughout the summer for you, for different heels and toes and techniques and things like that. I recently uploaded a video on how to do a provisional cast on toe up for those of you that do not like to do the Kitchener cast on. It is a little tedious as well. I don't feel that it takes any longer or is any quicker than the Kitchener cast on. You just kind of have to pick your evil, if you will. Do you want to pull the string to tighten it, or do you want to move stitches across the loom? That tutorial will be linked below as well if you want to go take a look. What do I have? For this video, I am just going to be sharing what I'm working on, and I will do a future, my next video will be about anything new that I have brought in. I am still working on this sock. This is the second sock, so I'm just to the point where I'm starting the heel on this one. And this is the one that I'm actually going to film, so that's kind of why it's just still setting off here to the side. This one is going to be a 3-wedge heel, similar to the Sweet Tomato heel by Kat Bourdie, although we won't be doing all of the decreases the way that she does. So, but it is the same concept, a 3-wedge heel. And I feel that the 3-wedge heel fits really good on your foot, at least for me personally. And when you are measuring for the 3-wedge heel, you're actually measuring in the middle wedge for part of your foot length. But of course, I'll go more into that when I actually film that heel. And this is Impeachment by Kara of Run with Scissors. I do have this second one over here to show you. So this is the actual 3-wedge heel. And I love it. It gives you a little bit more room here across the instep. It's great if you have a high arch because you've got more of this heel shaping here in the back. This one, I've got the leg and the cuff done, 25 rounds of the cuff, 72 rounds of the leg, the 3 wedge, and then the foot. So I will say that with this pattern, because it is a type of basket weave pattern, you are going to have to more than likely knit more rounds than you typically would. I typically knit anywhere from 65 to 73 rounds depending on the pattern. This one was 62, and I was actually doing a different type of toe. And when I finished, I mean, the toe was done and everything, it just did not fit right. So I ripped it back out, put it on stitch markers to keep it live, and then I'm going to put it back on the loom and probably do a few more rounds of just plain knitting and then start the toe again. More than likely this time just going to do a traditional decreased toe instead of the round toe. Don't know 100% yet, but whatever I do, I will film that also because it's going to be a new toe. If you would like me to film moving your project from one loom to another, please let me know. I can do that. I have no problems doing that. I will have to move this sock to a flexi loom when I do the toe. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing a traditional short row toe. So I will have to move this project. So if you would like me to film that for you and show you how exactly I do that, I would be more than happy to. Just comment below and let me know. And that is all. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Loom Along runs from today, March 25th, 2026 through August 4th, 2026. And I was so excited about showing socks that I didn't finish. Your challenge is just to knit. Knit as many socks as you can. Many pairs as you can. Challenge yourself. If you are comfortable with doing straight vanilla socks, toe up with the Kitchener, a short row heel, and then your leg and cuff, challenge yourself. Do a different cast on. Maybe do a different heel. Maybe do it cuff down. This is all about learning and trying different things and new things. That's basically what we are going to be focused on for this knit along. We ask that you post your pictures over in the Facebook group or on Instagram or TikTok, and we also have the hashtags below to include with those. If you post them onto Facebook, please give us permission if you would like for us to share your socks here on this platform and Instagram or TikTok. We really want to show everybody what our community is doing as far as making socks and coming together to learn new things. So just whenever you post the pictures, just say I give permission to share this said photo. It will not be shared if you do not give permission. Also, if you do not want your name included with the photo, please include then maybe your username for YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. If you would like your name associated with your project, because we want to be able to give everybody credit for what they do. Okay, so that was that one. This one is the one that I filmed doing the provisional cast on. This was my vehicle knitting until about an hour and a half ago. I am now to the point where I am going to be starting the heel. This heel is also going to be a different heel. I have converted my enchanted heel to the loom. It is going to be a diamond shaped heel that has no increasing or decreasing. You actually work the heel at the same time you are working the foot and the body of your sock. So there are a little bit of different things as far as when you start the heel on this type of sock, when you finish the heel, that kind of thing. And with it being no shaping, basically it's almost like a tube sock with a fancy design on the back, but it works perfect with self-striping type yarns because you don't have to worry about interrupting the way the sock is supposed to look when you're making the toe or the heel. So, for example, doing the provisional cast on for this toe, all of my blue kind of blocked right there, which is perfect. It looks fine. But on the other side, it pulled like this. And that's simply because we're going back and forth, starting from a short distance to a further distance. And we're only knitting on one side. But nonetheless, I got this to about where I wanted it to start the heel. I am at 56 rounds. Like I said, you start this particular heel a lot sooner. And that the middle of your diamond is just going to kind of sit right on your heel. I encourage everybody to try this type of heel first to see if you like it. You may find that you don't like it, that you may need more of a shaped heel or more instep. If you need more instep, we can always do more on the front half of your sock to make the diamond wider. So if you run into that, if you try this heel later when I do the tutorial and you run into thinking that you may need some more room, let me know. I can work the math out and film how to add more or less stitches to that heel. So that is that. That one is living in my Nina Hansen bag that I got from Fiberworks Friends and Fiberworks in Asheville when we were there for the annual crank in. I worked a little bit more on this one. Again, not much. This is my bingo socks. I really need to get this pattern going. Just 2 to 3 rounds a week is not suffice anymore because it's staying on this loom too long. So I really need to get it off. Not because I need the loom, but because the longer you leave your project stretched on here, the memory, your nylon yarn memory is going to remember this. And so at that point, you actually would have to more than likely wet block the sock to get it to the correct dimensions. So this one is going to have to be worked on pronto to get that off of there. Back to this other one really quick. Y'all give me some name suggestions. I haven't quite decided what I want to name it yet. It's got this very beautiful basket weave textured pattern on it, and I love it. I have written it for several sizes. This one more than likely will not be released. This one is probably going in the book. However, if you think that this is something that you might want to knit before the book, let me know. I might be able to do a separate release. And I've got to try to find a different way for my pattern purchases. I'm not 100% sure that I want to stay with Etsy anymore. With all of the AI patterns and things that are on Etsy with the crochet and the knitting, I know before too long it's going to happen with the loom knitting also. And unfortunately, it affects a designer's site on Etsy, because a lot of designers, myself included, rely on that income to be able to do future patterns and videos and things like that. It's not a lot. Trust me, you cannot get rich on it. But, you know, when you're losing those sales, couple $200 or $300 a month, it can really affect your bottom line. So I'm trying to figure out some other avenue. I do list my patterns on Ravelry also, and I do have my website, but I was kind of leaning away from my website and maybe moving to a different host. I still got a lot going on in the brain up there, so not 100% sure yet. I may just go ahead and post it on Etsy and show myself holding it so that they know it's an actual pattern and not AI generated. I don't know. Maybe share a link to a video where I'm actually showing the sock. That might help too. But again, with Etsy being inundated with AI, a lot of the traffic has slowed down. But I did want to share this with you. This is a needle protector. This is something that would go onto the tip of a knitting needle, but I wanted to show that it does work on your loom hooks too. If you take your loom hook and you hold it sideways and you hold the needle protector sideways and look for that hole, just put it on there and then just kind of flip it around like so. Most of them are so thick that if you do poke a hole on the inside, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be able to feel it on the other side. This saves you from stabbing yourself. You drop your hook on the floor and you step on it. You step on this instead of the actual tip. It saves your project when you put it into your project bag. Which reminds me, I always put my socks into a project bag. I actually put my every project I ever do into a project bag. That way it keeps the yarn safe, it keeps the loom safe, it keeps it clean, it keeps the cats out of it. So I always have it in some sort of bag. I do have 2 empty looms that I need to cast on some new socks, and as soon as I get this other one filmed, I will actually have 3 empty looms. The match to one of these is still holding that crazy sock. That one's on hold. Like I said, I will probably end up taking that off and restarting. I showed you a couple weeks ago a color work sock that I was working on. And I said that I did not like the way the lobsters looked. I am using Knit Picks Stroll in a blue, red, and like a heathered pink color. I went back in and started in the color work chart over and did something completely different. I have almost the whole chart done. I've got to do one more section there. It's just a small little chart there. It involves 3 sections of this cute little arrow or whatever you want to call it there. We have the blue and I've got the red, and then it'll be blue again. And then maybe another red stripe. And then I'm thinking the foot of the sock is going to be blue. This one is just a fun little project. This one, this is what it looks like on the inside. So you can see the nice, neat color work changes there. This one, maybe in the book, maybe a pattern. Again, with the book, I hesitate putting it on Etsy. I probably could put it on Ravelry. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? I know I do not have the space to be able to print on demand. So that is not going to be an option. It will be PDF unless I ultimately decided to submit it to a publication, which that might end up happening too. Ay. Soda break. Good old Mr. Pibb. Well, I think that is about all. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick video here before the Loom Along officially starts, which is tomorrow, but you will actually be watching it the day of the official start. So I think that's about it. I did get some happy mail in the mail, but I am going to share that on Thursday's video. So I think that's about all. But before I go, I want to know, what were you doing while watching this video? Were you loom knitting on a sock? Maybe you were making a scarf. Maybe you were making lunch or breakfast, depending on where you are in the world and in what time you're watching this video. And what were you drinking? I'm drinking a nice big cup of Mr. Pibb Zero, and I love it. I am going to continue knitting this sock with the new Diamond Enchanted Heel conversion, and I am going to edit this video. Okay, guys, and until next time, happy loom knitting. Stay happy, stay cozy, stay a little lopsided and chaotic, and may all your socks find their matches. Bye.